973. 4:09. Cormac Smith is a former strategic communications advisor to Pavlo Klimkin when he was Ukraine's foreign affairs minister until 2018. Thanks for coming on the programme again, Cormac. It's really good to see you. God knows what's happening on this phone call between the two presidents. I wonder if at the end of this, Cormac, we're going to get, one, a ceasefire deal, but two, a carving up of Ukraine and the spoils go to Russia.
Tom, good afternoon, and it's lovely to join you again. Could I start off by saying that I agree 100% with what Grant Shapps said? And could I then say, how awful is it for us to hear that Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin are sitting down to carve up Ukraine between them? It should be awful to any British, Irish or European person, but how much more awful must that be to the ears of a Ukrainian? That's my initial thoughts. Look, there's a big problem here in that we know that Vladimir Putin's demands are absolutely maximalist. They include not just holding on to the land that he has already captured, but capturing those bits of the four provinces of Donetsk, Luhansk, Zaporizhzhia and Kherson that he has declared forever Russia. And this will mean abandoning hundreds of thousands of more Ukrainians, including a number of large cities, to the horrors of life under the Russian army. And if I can remind people, murders, tortures, kidnaps, rapes, kidnap of and abduction of children, over 140,000 war crimes currently being investigated by the Ukrainians with the assistance of the international community. Also, the fact that the Russians will insist that for the period of the ceasefire, all military aid to Ukraine must stop and that Ukraine can't rearm. Will Russia also stop reorganizing its military? I don't think so. So I think that they would be terms that President Zelensky and the Ukrainian people simply could not accept. And contrary to what Donald Trump says, Ukraine does have cards. Sorry, Tom.
No, that's all right, Cormac. Thank you. There's a real risk here. I mean, there are lots of risks here, but there is a genuine risk, as I see it, that the Russians and Americans agree a deal with the Ukrainian sidelines saying, hang on a minute, we don't agree to these terms, and many Ukrainians might carry on fighting, even though a ceasefire has been agreed above their heads, potentially.
I don't believe that the ceasefire will be agreed, because ultimately Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin can agree what they like today. Ultimately, this is a precursor, remember, to peace negotiations, and those peace negotiations must start happening during the 30-day ceasefire. So Ukraine has to agree to this. And if Ukraine does not agree to this, and Ukraine is not in such a perilous position that it can't keep on fighting, remember, it will be very difficult for it to fight on without American aid. But just some figures for you. The United States currently provides 40% of Ukraine's military equipment. Europe provides about 30%, and the Ukrainians, who are building up their military industrial complex very, very fast, are up to 30% themselves and improving. So the Ukrainians can and will fight on. The unknown is whether Donald Trump will, as he has suggested, whether he will push back against Putin, because so far he has only applied pressure on Ukraine. He has a lot of pressure that he could apply to Vladimir Putin. Will he? That's the unknown, and my fear is that he won't. But let's wait and see.
Cormac, really appreciate it as always. Cormac Smith, former strategic communications advisor to Pavlo Klimkin when he was Ukraine's foreign affairs minister. We'll wait and see it.